I have a group of young people here who are interested in environment, and I'm very happy to be with you this afternoon to talk to you a little bit about now. This young person is holding this wonderful document that is given by Pope Francis to the church and to the world, Laudato Si, care for the environment. Let me not talk too much and ask these young people what they say about this. We have in Guyana sometimes something called throwaway culture, and Pope Francis speaks about in his document about throwaway culture. Now, we have seen how sometimes it can be nasty here, our trenches and our Georgetown. How is it an issue here in Georgetown, and how can you stop this?
Well, they should not litter less and charge people if they litter, like put fines on them.
Take some measures so that they don't throw things everywhere, isn't it? Is that a big issue here in Georgetown?
Yes, I would say so.
And what about the interiors?
Well, it's not a lot in the interior, but you would find a few cases where there might be a little of it there.
Yeah. And also sometimes, does it affect our environment in the sense, our other creatures and our nature, does it affect them or it's only us?
Well, yes, because if it's affecting nature, it would make it look, it would de-beautify it, so it would look awful. And if you have all that pollution there, it might start bringing rodents and and sometimes predators to attack the other animals.
Our young people here in this school, Marian Academy, they all belong to environmental club, and they're very much interested in caring for the nature. There is also some of the young people I was speaking to you earlier. There is some pollution in the nature, not only here in Guyana but everywhere, but particularly here in Guyana. What kind of pollution that affects Guyana particularly?
There's land pollution, and it's seen everywhere in Georgetown especially, and it's a result of our throwaway culture.
You said rightly, land pollution. Now, land pollution is a vast area that all of us should be concerned. Now, there are coastlands and interior in Guyana. There are two different realities. What is the main issue of the land pollution here in Guyana, particularly in the coastland? Is it a throwaway culture again?
Yes, it's that the inhabitants have learned this tradition from their parents and from other ancestors that everything is disposable, and we don't have a way to think, okay, this is reusable or we can recycle this.
That's, as you said, some are already have taken up that cause to recycle some of the materials that can be recycled. But there are some materials we can't recycle really. How do we deal with them? Have you come across any of your subjects dealing with that in your class or wherever? Is there a way to deal with them or put them in the right places so that the people can collect them and put them in the places where they are supposed to be?
There are companies that collect certain metals and certain gases that can't be disposed like other materials, and they are disposed of properly in time.
Now, so far you said about coastland. That's wonderful. But what about the interior land? Anybody is aware of what is happening in the interior? What kind of pollution that is affecting our people in the interior, particularly Amerindian communities and rainforest and Amazon particularly? Are you aware of that? Okay, go ahead.
There's the water pollution from the mining and the gold digging. They sometimes cut the trees down, and sometimes they don't find gold in that specific area, but the tree is lost. The trees are lost.
The tree is lost, eh? What happens when tree is lost? Can we replace it? Can we replace it with doing something?
No.
Yeah.
They have to grow again. We have to plant a new one.
It takes a long time to grow a big tree, isn't it? Now, this all happens. I think Ashley is here. She has been with you, talking about environment with you. Ashley, you might be knowing because you are aware of how these ice sheets are melting at this time because of warming, global warming. That's what they say. Sometimes it may not be, maybe the other reasons. how will that affect the poorer countries or the countries that depend on agriculture?
So there are many instances where rising sea levels are actually affecting many countries or places where they are either at sea level or below sea level. And here in Guyana, we are, do you guys know? Very good. So we are here below sea level, but there is this instance, there's this island in the Maldives, and it's called Tuvalu. And this island is at sea level currently. And they suspect that in the next 5 to 10 years, it is going to be completely submerged underwater. And they've already been looking at alternatives to where these peoples can go. And so they've already made a contract, a treaty with Australia to be able to take them in as refugees, because once their island is submerged underwater, they pretty much lose their culture, their livelihoods, and their families to climate change.
Thank you, Ashley. Sister, let me just come to you now. You have been reading this document that Pope Francis has given called Laudato Si, Care for the Common Home. How do you gauge this document? And it's a wonderful document, isn't it? And a lot of the nations have taken up this document as a guide for them to work on the nature and care for the nature. So what do you suggest for us as young people, particularly young people here, and for this nation, keeping this document in mind?
We have been studying this document in our community, the Ursuline community, and we have reflected and discussed different ways in which we can raise awareness among young people, especially in our postulates and those persons who work with us. It's to educate young people and their families on how to show respect for God's creation, particularly not only the things in the environment, but persons. Sometimes we tend to forget the other persons. To every person's, they're born in the image created by God, and we need to respect others. So we respect the other person, and then we show respect for what God has created.
As Sister rightly said, God has created us in His image and likeness, and God created the universe, God created the creatures for us to enjoy them, to have them as our co-partners in this universe, in this world. But sometimes what happens is we use our creation for our benefits, but sometimes we abuse them, isn't it? How do you say about this? Do you think it's a big issue here in Guyana, that using the other creatures just to destroy them?
I think it's a big issue because some people might, like the dogs on the roads, they just knock them down and they leave them there. So that's a big issue. And
like birds, for example, we have lovely birds here. Now people just start shooting the birds. One day we will not find any kiskadi or blue saki, nothing, isn't it?
it's true because some people really like bird watching, and if they continue with this habit of killing the birds, we won't get to enjoy their beauty.
Yeah. And also we can develop our tourism industry. People can come here to watch birds, isn't it? Now, young people, let me ask you this final question to all of you. What one thing that you would like to do to care for our nature? Now, we need buildings. We cannot live outside. We need buildings. We need things around us. But sometimes I think people abuse in the process of constructing and making money, whatever it is. What one thing that you would like to concentrate as the environmental club? Already you must be doing something. What would you tell the other viewers there that we would like to do this? Would you join us in doing this? What you would like to do?
I don't want people to care about other creatures on our planet, because most people are misunderstanding animals. They're killing them for sports and using them as trophies to hang on their walls. But whenever I see an animal die, I feel a little heartbroken. And so I want other people to care and to try to protect these animals. Because if we don't, some of these will get extinct, just like what happened to the Tasmanian devil in Tasmania. So I believe that maybe if we try to come together, we can try to make the world a better place.
So, what about the others? Do you have to say anything? Anybody? Yes, go ahead.
Well, we can look out for each other as people, because when we litter, we don't realize that we're not only hurting the environment, but we're hurting our existence and other animals in the world. And so when, even if it's a small item, make the decision to pick it up like I would or the environmental club would. So you can maybe think, what would the environmental club do?
So it is everybody's responsibility, not only yours, isn't it? Not only yours. What about you? Do you have particular thing in mind that you would like to share with us?
Well, I definitely think that everyone should get educated on the problems that our planet is facing and try to help out and educate as many people as they can as well. And in their homes also try to save the food that they are now using and recycle and reuse so that not everything goes to waste.
Thank you for your wonderful contribution today for us, for the Catholic media and for this nation and for the world. I think this will really send a message to all of us and to the world that young people are interested in caring for our common home. The call given by Pope Francis to the world, because the home that we have in common is the nature, nothing else. I cannot enter somebody's house. That's not my house. But I can enter anywhere in the nature because that is my home, common home. So therefore, we have, as young people, taken up this cause, and particularly you, as the students of Marian Academy. Continue doing that, and may God bless you always. And we will have that wonderful life ahead, not only for ourselves, but for our people in the future. Thank you.
Let's protect our planet. Let's care for our animals.
We are the students of Marian Academy's Environmental Club. Marian Academy.